The alarms did not start with sound. They began with a strange blue flicker that ran across every sensor screen in the outer stations of the Zelker Empire. At first, the watch officers thought it was a glitch or a drifting energy wave from the forbidden territory. But then the lights grew brighter, sharper, and finally turned blood red. A warning message appeared on every monitor at the same time. Object incoming. Unknown signature. Inside the forbidden territory. Commander Rethar stared at the flashing screen with disbelief. The forbidden territory was not a normal region of space. No ship went there, no species explored it, and no explorer returned from it. It was a dead zone, silent and feared, a place where the galaxy's laws simply broke down. For 100 years, every empire agreed that no one should enter. But now, something was coming out of it. He leaned closer to the screen. The signal was faint but solid. Something big, very big, was materializing in the center of the forbidden region. Rethar ordered the station's long-range scanners to focus. The data streamed in slowly, piece by piece. The silhouette was unclear at first, just a dark shape forming inside a glowing mist. But the longer he watched, the more his chest tightened. The object was metallic. Structured. Crafted. A ship. Impossible, Rethar whispered under his breath. The officers near him looked confused. They had seen many ships enter the forbidden zone, usually by accident. But none had ever left. None had ever survived more than a few minutes. Yet now, a vessel was forming with perfect stability, as if it controlled the space around it instead of being destroyed by it. Rethar magnified the view. And then he saw something that made his heart stop. The ship was not alien. It was human. White armor plates, sharp blue markings, a wide central body with heavy shielding, and a long reinforced hull that looked built for battle. The ship looked ancient and new at the same time, as if it carried history in every panel. But the most shocking detail was the emblem carved into the front section, the symbol of old Earth. Commander Rethar had only seen this emblem in historic records, in stories whispered by elders, or in secret military briefings. According to the galaxy, humans were gone. Extinct. Vanished centuries ago after their civilization collapsed. Some believed they destroyed themselves. Others believed a cosmic disaster erased them. Some said they escaped into the unknown. But nobody expected them to return. Especially not here. The officers behind Rethar began whispering nervously. How is this possible? One asked. Humans are gone, aren't they? Another muttered. Rethar did not answer. His eyes were locked on the ship. It was enormous, bigger than any cruiser the Zelker Empire had built. Energy readings showed a stable core, strong shields, and weapons that the scanners could not even identify. It was as if the ship wore a cloak that protected it from every attempt to understand it. A chill ran through the room as the ship continued to move forward, slow and controlled, like a predator waking from a long sleep. Open a communication channel, Rethar ordered, though he already knew there would be no response. The comm officer tried 4 different frequencies, then 6 more. Nothing. The ship ignored every broadcast as if their technology was too weak to matter. What does it want? Another officer asked. Rethar exhaled slowly. If humans truly returned, then maybe this ship is not here by mistake. The forbidden territory had always been a mystery. Some believed it was a prison. Others believed it was the graveyard of an ancient war. But no one knew the truth. Now, a human ship was coming out of it with comm engines and perfect control. Something about that did not feel like a coincidence. The ship rotated slightly, revealing even more of its heavy armor and layered structure. Its front lights glowed like cold blue eyes, scanning the space around it. It looked fearless. Silent. Dangerous. As if nothing in the galaxy could frighten it. Rethar's stomach tightened with a strange mix of fear and curiosity. What had humans seen inside the forbidden region? What had they survived? And why were they coming back now? One thing was clear to him: this was not an ordinary return. This was not a lost ship wandering by accident. This was a message, one powerful enough to freeze the entire galaxy. The ship that should not exist, existed. And humanity was no longer gone. The message spread across the galaxy faster than any ship could travel. Every relay station, every military base, every empire received the same alert from the Zelker border posts. A human battleship has appeared. Origin: forbidden territory. Most officers thought it was a joke. Some believed it was a hacking attempt. But when the official encrypted footage arrived, the enormous human warship emerging from the forbidden fog, no one laughed. No one spoke. The galaxy watched in absolute silence. Inside the grand chamber of the Valori Union, 1,000 diplomats gathered around a massive holodisplay. The hologram slowly rotated, showing the ship from every angle. Sharp armor. Blue hull markings. Heavy cannons. A shape that did not match any known design. It cannot be human, one ambassador argued angrily. Humans died out centuries ago. Their planets are ruins. Then explain this, another snapped, pointing at the Earth emblem engraved into the ship's front plating. Fear rippled through the chamber. They all knew the legends: humans were not like other species. They adapted to death worlds. They built weapons beyond logic. They fought with emotions that frightened even the strongest warborn species. If this ship was real, if any humans survived, then the galaxy was standing on the edge of something big. Meanwhile, in the Zelker military station, Commander Rethar stood before his officers as updated scans arrived. The human ship was not moving aggressively. It stayed in the same position, floating calmly in the forbidden zone, as if it waited for something. "Commander," the radar officer reported, 28 alien fleets have surrounded the outer border. Everyone is watching. Rethar nodded. They will not attack first. Not yet. No one wants to anger humans without understanding what they want. He was right. Even the most violent empires held their fire. No species wanted to provoke a human battleship, especially one that came out of a region that had killed every other traveler. Across the galaxy, leaders held emergency meetings. Some feared the return of humans. Others feared something worse: if humans survived inside the forbidden region, then what were they hiding from? Or what had they awakened? In the Seric Dominion, Admiral Vekan stared at the footage with a mix of awe and dread. The ship's design was unfamiliar, sleek yet monstrous, ancient yet advanced. He zoomed in on the engines. "These thrusters," he whispered, "they break our physics models. Nothing we have can create that kind of stable warp field." His officers exchanged worried looks. If humans rebuilt their technology in isolation, they might be far ahead of everyone. Back in the forbidden territory, the human ship suddenly activated a glowing pulse at its core. The Zelker station went silent. Every scanner locked onto the ship, terrified of what might happen next. A bright wave spread outward, slow and controlled. It was not a weapon. It was not a shield. It was a message broadcast. Every species received it simultaneously, a calm voice speaking in perfect galactic standard. To all listening parties. The forbidden territory is under human protection. Stand down. We mean no harm unless provoked. A shock went through the station. Human language, after hundreds of years, an officer whispered. Another officer froze. "Commander, you have to hear this. It continues." The voice spoke again, steady and confident. "Humanity has returned. Do not cross the boundary. We are securing what is ours." Rethar felt his throat tighten. Ours? What do they mean by ours? No one answered. The forbidden territory had never been claimed by any empire. It was always a mystery, a danger zone, a void of death. But humans were not claiming it now, they were reclaiming it. The galaxy reacted instantly. Some species armed their fleets. Some panicked and evacuated border colonies. Some prepared to send diplomats. Others prepared for war. But Redhar noticed something strange. The human voice did not sound aggressive. It sounded almost tired. As if humanity had returned from something darker, something older, something that still chased them. Then a second signal arrived, encrypted, complex, unreadable. It came from deep inside the forbidden territory. And the human ship reacted instantly. Its engines glowed brighter, its hull shifted, and its light patterns reorganized like a war machine awakening. "What is it doing?" an officer shouted. Redhar watched carefully. The ship was not attacking. It was preparing. For what? Someone asked. Rethar's answer came out quietly. For whatever is coming next. And the galaxy realized something terrifying. The human battleship did not come alone. It came because the forbidden territory was no longer silent. Something inside had awakened. The moment the encrypted signal pulsed from deep inside the forbidden territory, every alien fleet surrounding the border tensed. Their ships drifted backward, forming wider defensive rings. No one knew what the signal meant, but they all understood the same fear: the human ship reacted too quickly. As if it expected that signal. As if it had been waiting for it. Inside the Zelker command station, Commander Redhar watched the screens with rising unease. The human battleship, which had been sitting calmly moments earlier, now shifted its entire formation. Its hull plates opened slightly, revealing layers of internal machinery that no scanner could read. Soft blue energy ran across its spine like veins waking up. "It is preparing for combat," one officer whispered. Redhar shook his head slowly. "No, it is preparing for something else." Outside, alien fleets began to broadcast warnings. "Human vessel, stand down. You are surrounded. Return to peaceful state immediately." The human ship did not respond. Instead, a strange field spread from beneath it, a shimmering wave that bent light and distorted space. Alien sensors went blind. Their screens flickered. Their engines trembled as if caught in gravity that did not belong there. "What is that phenomenon?" a Zelker officer shouted. Redhar did not answer. His eyes stayed on the ship. Humans were not showing aggression. They were showing capability, an old, frightening capability that the galaxy had nearly forgotten. The ship did not aim a single weapon, yet every fleet felt its presence like a blade at their throat. Then the alien armada made their mistake. Admiral Vorian of the Krell Dominion, known for arrogance and quick aggression, ordered his dreadnoughts to move closer. His ships were massive, thick-armored, and full of pride. The Krell believed no human ship could match their strength. "Push into the forbidden line," Vorian ordered. "We will force them to retreat." His fleet advanced. The moment they crossed the invisible boundary around the human battleship, everything changed. Their ship lights dimmed. Their engine heat dropped. Their scanners turned to static. Even their weapons lost power as though the universe around them refused to obey their technology. Rethar's officers gasped. The human ship, it shut them down without firing. The dreadnoughts drifted helplessly, unable to move, unable to aim, as if trapped in thick, unseen chains. Admiral Vorian shouted in panic, "Reactivate engines. Reboot the system." But nothing worked. One of his cruisers floated too close to the glowing field around the human battleship. A soft ripple touched its hull. Instantly, the entire cruiser shut off, lights, weapons, engines, everything collapsed in complete silence. Then a deep voice echoed across all frequencies. "Do not enter." The human commander spoke just 2 words, yet they carried more weight than any threat. His voice was calm, almost emotionless, like someone who had faced much worse than alien fleets. "Retreat," the command continued. "You do not understand what is waking." Redhar leaned forward. What is waking? What are they talking about? Before anyone could ask more, the human ship turned slowly toward the forbidden region. The thick fog inside pulsed like a heartbeat. Something massive was moving in that darkness, something so large it distorted the stars behind it. Alien captains panicked. Pull back. Do not go near it. What is inside that region? The forbidden territory had never shown movement before. It was always still, always silent. But now, shadows shifted inside it as if they were alive. Redhar felt a chill crawl down his spine. The human ship activated a long-range barrier, a protective dome of faint blue light stretching outward. It was not aimed at the aliens. It was aimed inward, toward the darkness. They are not defending against us, Redhar whispered. They are defending the galaxy from whatever is coming. Across the Armada, captains realized the same truth. Humans were not trying to conquer the forbidden territory. They were trying to contain it. Then the signal came again, louder, closer, sharper. The space inside the forbidden zone cracked like shattered glass. Energy surged outward. The fog peeled back. Something ancient, something enormous, began to emerge. The human battleship moved forward, alone, without fear. The galaxy watched in horror as the unknown shape grew clearer in the darkness. And for the first time in centuries, the aliens understood why humans might have disappeared. Because they had been fighting something the galaxy had never seen. And now it was coming back. The darkness inside the forbidden territory tore open like a wound in space. Every alien fleet froze as the black mist peeled away, revealing something massive hidden behind it. At first, the shape was only a silhouette, an outline too large, too unnatural, too silent to understand. But as the mist thinned, the stars around it bent slightly, as if gravity itself was nervous. Commander Redhar felt his breath catch. This cannot be real. The unknown object grew clearer. Its surface was not metal. It was older, covered in cracked layers of dark material that looked like stone, yet pulsed faintly with veins of red energy. Its form was rough and uneven, like a relic carved by something ancient rather than built by machines. It was not a ship. It was not a creature. It was something in between, something that should not exist. Alien captains whispered in terror. Is it alive? Is it waking? What have humans found in there? But only one ship moved toward the emerging titan, the human battleship. Unlike the alien fleets retreating in fear, the human vessel advanced with precision, its engines glowing brighter with each passing second. Its armor plates locked tightly. Its energy fields aligned. Its weapons stayed silent, yet every piece of the ship felt ready, as if this was not the first time it faced such a thing. For the first time since its arrival, the human ship broadcast another message. All fleets stand back. You are approaching an ancient containment zone. Redhar stiffened. Containment? The forbidden territory was not a natural hazard or a random cosmic anomaly. Humans had contained something here, something they feared enough to abandon entire regions of space. The alien fleets watched helplessly as the giant object in the darkness shifted. Its red veins glowed brighter, spreading like heat under a thick crust. A trembling hum echoed through space, deep enough to shake the hulls of nearby ships. It is activating, someone screamed. Alien shields rose. Weapons charged. Panic spread. No empire had ever prepared for a threat of this kind. They built fleets to fight other species. They built weapons to conquer planets. But nothing in their history taught them how to face a sleeping colossus older than their civilizations. The human battleship moved even closer. Redhar realized something with horror. They are not just returning. They came back because this thing is waking up. As if answering his fear, the giant object unleashed a pulse of energy, silent but crushing. Alien ships spun out of formation. Smaller craft lost power instantly. Even dreadnoughts trembled under the pressure. But the human warship held steady. A faint blue barrier formed around it, absorbing the pulse like a calm shield standing against a storm. The ship's lights glowed brighter. Its engines roared quietly, steady and controlled. Inside the Zelker station, the officers watched in awe. How are they resisting it? What kind of technology do they have? No species has ever done this. Redhar whispered the only answer that made sense. Humans have been fighting this thing for centuries. And now they had returned, not to conquer the galaxy, but to finish the fight they started long before aliens rose to power. The giant structure inside the Forbidden Zone shifted again, and this time, a deep crack spread across its surface. A roar, felt, not heard, vibrated through the void. Red light spilled from the fracture like molten fire. It was breaking free. Before panic reached its peak, the human battleship broadcast one final message. This is not your enemy. It is ours. Stay back. Humanity will contain it. The alien fleets could not believe it. A single human ship was preparing to face something that could destroy stars, something that made entire empires shake. And yet, the humans faced it without fear. Suddenly, the space behind the human warship cracked open, just like before, but this time, not from the forbidden territory. 4 more human battleships emerged from hyperspace. Each one larger. Each one darker. Each one carrying the same Earth emblem that had not been seen for centuries. Alien fleets gasped. They have a whole armada. Where were they hiding? How strong have humans become? The lead human ship extended its glowing barrier. The 4 new ships extended theirs. Together, they formed a massive shield wall between the ancient entity and the rest of the galaxy. Inside the Zelker station, every officer felt the same realization. Humans did not return as conquerors. They returned as guardians. Because something older than war itself was waking up. And only humanity had the courage to face it. This was not a comeback. This was a warning. Humanity never left. They were preparing. And now, the galaxy finally knew why.